Lord. Alrighty then. What a zoo. What a freaking zoo. Copied link.
I'm in the show.
All right, you're in. All right, it's live already. I'm just now going to share the link finally here.
What's up, everybody? I appreciate every one of you guys that came from my stream into Josh's. I know this is going to be fun. Josh is always a fun guy. Awesome guy.
Much
we're live. So this is good.
Yep, we're live. I don't know what the heck happened with that other one, dude. Like, it literally just bricked itself.
Don't worry about it. Hey, everybody could wait, 10 minutes. But yeah, so how was Long Beach, man? I know you shared a table with old school Pokemon. Was that a lot of fun getting to meet those guys?
Man, it was awesome. That was first. I met Nick once briefly. He didn't know who the heck I was. At the first Collecticon, I met him. And
which one was that? What was the first Collecticon you were at?
I think it was Dallas. I think it was a Dallas one. And I just literally shook his hand, just introduced myself at that one. Like I said, he had no clue who I was. So that was good. That was good. But it was awesome. Had a good time. The first day was pretty rough for me. Had some kidney stone issues, but besides that, the sales were awesome. Just the amount of people I was able to meet was sweet.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. Really cool.
Well, yeah. That's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah. So I look forward to meeting you in Denver finally.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's funny because my last episode my last live, I was just talking about the community and how, this community is so young that we're still going to have a ton of time to meet people and like grow. And I'm excited to see where this, community grow, like where we wind up, because you just said like from the matter, think about such a drastic change in your friendship with Nick from you just meet him at a Collecticon to now, dude. Like that shows this hobby. Like that's exactly what I meant.
Oh, exactly. So you have not been to a Collecticon, or have you?
I have not. This will be my first one. I've been to like, card shows and stuff, but like I was saying during my live, usually they're just sports cards. And, once in a while there's a little Pokemon sprinkled in. It's nothing I really go after. Everything's super overpriced. So,
man.
I want to go and kind of like scope it out a little bit and see if I were to ever sell or vend at a Collecticon. I'm trying to see like what is selling, what isn't, because a lot of people have been talking and they're saying like more the lower end stuff really moves well, and that's from like $20 to $400 range. Would you say you found that to be true? Or
yeah, I definitely do. Like the first I've vended two of them. The first Collecticon I took like $700 plus, and then this one was the opposite. Like I had a few items that were expensive, just kind of to show off to people, and primarily not really even sell, just kind of draw people in to actually look at something cool. But yeah,
do those move though?
Yeah, I think the high stuff wasn't really moving. The low stuff was. I sold one high end item. It was my it was like a CGC 9.5 Expedition Charizard, which was pretty cool.
Ooh. Hollow or reverse?
Hollow, yep.
Nice.
Yep. That was cool.
The 9.5 though, huh? How much money you leave on the table opposed to the 10, the PSA 10?
Oh God, yeah. I know it wouldn't have got a 10 because I love cracking slabs to upgrade, but it had a couple of print lines. But besides that, it was almost flawless. The centering on the front wasn't good, but compared to a PSA 10, that card's so expensive at a 10. It's insane.
Oh yeah. I mean, Yeah, Expedition. I mean, that's one of a lot of people's grail cards. You know, you got a couple of those big WotC Charizards. You got like obviously base set Charizard first edition, and then Skyridge Crystal Charizard. But like
Yeah.
in a lot of people, and then on the more lower end, you got like the Blaine's Charizards and stuff. But a lot of people's conversation always involves that Charizard from Expedition as like one of the heavy hitter,
Yep.
WotC Charizard Hollow. So.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah. So are you bidding anything on this PWCC auction block?
Man, every time I've watched this, I always bid on something.
Yeah.
So those of you just joined in, appreciate you guys coming in and appreciate you sharing and putting all that information on your last stream. But unfortunately, it's now linked to the dead live stream that never existed, but it's all good. But yeah, so the way this goes, usually I'm just going through some of the Wizards of the Coast primarily. Now that there's over 3,000 freaking items being auctioned this week, like I can't keep up with everything. So I kind of stick to the stuff I know, kind of look and see how some of the higher end stuff is going to end. I really wanted to check this one out because I had a couple of PSA 9 first edition Charizards. I'm in the market for one, but I'm not going to buy one in this live stream. So hopefully soon, though. Hopefully soon. I just keep my eye out on everything, really, if I see value.
So how many Charizard first editions have you now officially owned? Is it where you up to 3? Like that you've had come through your hands?
5.
5, okay.
Yeah, I had like 3 raw ones at one time. 5 or 6. Yep. And the one I just cracked and regraded. I looked at my grades yesterday. It's going to be here tomorrow. So.
Oh, is that going to be a video? Would
Yeah.
you say you were pleasantly happy or sad? Or
say I'm damn good at guessing grades is what I'll say.
Congrats then.
Yep. No, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. You looking at anything in this weekly auction?
I just logged on to my PWCC. I don't even remember what I bid on. So I bid on 25 things for this auction. And I'm outbid on 25 of the 25 right now. But so my goal is simple. I try to look at a lot of auctions on like Monday and just get my $10 bids in. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Right now I'm looking at some stuff that's super cheap that is currently up for auction. So
yeah, I did. The way I've been doing it lately is I've been favoriting everything, and then the night of the auction, I'll go through and place bids because a lot of the stuff will be like when you're looking on Monday, everything's $10, right? So
yeah,
you're at this point, I can look and say, it's not even worth me bidding or whatever. So the one thing I might be looking at here is the Zapdos.
You can't tell people what you're bidding on. You got to wait till
YOLO. I do it all the time, man.
At 10:01, you could tell people because then it's too late for them to become your competition.
It's like that Drowsy I just purchased. I made an entire video shilling it, and then I bought it. So it's that's how I do it.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I missed your PWCC live where you had talked about the Pony Chew, that basic trainer one.
Yeah.
And I always said if I knew that card existed, which I didn't even know it was like up for auction or anything, but I definitely would have been bidding on that. And Basic got that thing for a steal.
Yeah, I skimmed over it. Like I clicked on it and I actually highlighted the card on the screen. I was like, that's pretty interesting. Like I was just confused as to what I was looking at. And that was it. That was it in the stream. Literally gave it probably a minute and a half on the stream and sayonara.
So if any of you guys aren't subscribed to the Green, I definitely recommend you guys smashing that subscribe button right now, hitting that like button.
Sorry, PK.
Do me and Josh a favor. If you guys could push this out to a lot of people. Josh is one of those people. He's super deserving. Definitely needs 1,000+ subscribers.
Yeah, I got to get that. What is it? $12 a month in AdSense or something like that.
No, dude, it gets. I promise you, it gets way higher than that.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool. Yeah, it's working.
So I like that
videos.
Yeah, so I saw. Go scroll up a second. I saw the. Yeah. So, yeah, right there.
The Charmeleon.
EX Deoxys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Raikou.
Those things are pretty, man.
Yeah.
$800. You a buyer or seller?
I'm a holder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So card like that, like my entry point's way lower than 800, and 800 isn't worth it for me to sell a card like that because certain cards like that that are part of your PC are really hard to replace right now, you know? Like they're worth it to sell because price points are low, but they're
Yeah.
really, really hard to replace in the future at this point. So there's a couple cards very similar to those that I'm kind of just sitting back and waiting.
Yep.
And that's one of the things I just mentioned in my last live was if I were to sell at like a Collecticon, one of the things I'd be looking forward to bringing is the stuff you guys said kind of does move, like PSA 7s, PSA 8s, PSA 9s. Like
Yeah.
the 10s are the things that like I don't want to sell, but
Exactly.
that other stuff, like, and if there are buyers out there, and trust me, like some of my 8s, they're not garbage 8s. They're good 8s. And what's a good 8, right? But some of my 8s are pretty nice. Some of my 9s are pretty nice. Like especially a lot of these Nintendos. I have a lot of like PSA 9 both in hollow, reverse hollow that like uh you know, serial numbers are sequential and stuff like that that are really nice collector pieces, but you got to find the right buyer that wants, sequential PSA like numbers in 9s. I don't want to break up cards like that, if I could find the right buyer. And trust me, like I'm kind of a buyer for a lot of those cards, but I already have those cards in 10s too. So they're like, there's a few 9s that I'm willing to get rid of.
Yep. You hit up Gem Mint on his latest Skyridge return?
I haven't yet. Has he
No?
started? Has he had? So by the end of Friday night's live, I was so beat up, man. Like they're long lives, 4+ hours. So I'm just like,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right. But has Gem Mint started listing any of those yet?
I don't know, but he posted his video of all of the cards. I don't know if you saw that of his return. So it's
I didn't notice that. So
yeah.
I'll
I'd watch
definitely look through that and
shoot him a DM.
see the ones that I'm missing, what he's got back. Did he get a lot of reverse 10s back? Do you know?
I watched halfway through it, then my kids started losing their minds. But yeah, there was a hand. It's all 10s and 9s from what I was seeing. Yeah, he did pretty good, better than I've seen like his last few.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's basic buying right now? Because you wanted me to ask you to tell me.
What's basic buying?
Yeah.
MetaZoo.
Oh, boo.
No, there was a what the hell was it? Man, I'm drawing a blank. I commented on something. I forget what it was.
Was it? Yeah. Well, if it's MetaZoo, then that's
This
nothing.
thing's pretty dope.
MetaZoo deserves the shredder. Oh, I like that right there. You see the Versus Series Lance's Charizard PSA 10.
Oh yeah, yep. 440.
That's a nice card right there. A couple Versus Series. All right. I am bidding on one Versus Series right now. I'm looking at it. It's a Jasmine's Raichu in 10. I have my max bid set at $11 right now. That's how early I bid on that card.
Wow.
It's up to 78 right now.
I should search Versus Series real quick. And
Yeah.
I thought these Shikishi Charizards were like $10 a piece, weren't they? Like recently.
Oh, I don't even know. That's not a card I follow.
It's a jumbo. TCA Gaming just got his.
Yeah, TCA's got everything Charizard though. He pays a lot of money for his jumbo cards too.
Yeah, I'm not a jumbo guy myself.
Oh, I like that. The Japanese Halon's Research.
Oh yeah.
Plaza. Yeah, that's what grade was that? Oh, PSA 10. Yeah, that's a nice card.
Are you looking at the StreamYard or are you looking at the YouTube stream?
I'm looking at the StreamYard.
Okay. So I was wondering what the delay was on it. Doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, there's a bunch of PSA 10 first edition base stuff and a handful of hollows, PSA 9, which I've don't seem to pop up too often on here anymore.
Now, like looking right there on your screen, you got the EX Emerald, the Blaziken, and PSA 10. Like those are the cards that I'm grading a lot of similar like that, those like mid-gen hollows, and they are kind of speculative at this point because how many are existing right now, right? But a
Yeah.
lot of those cards, I have, like doubles and triples and quadruples of some of those cards that have kind of just been sitting in piles for a while and weren't, in my opinion, kind of worth it to be graded. But what's that selling for now? Like, what's the price right now?
It's at 390 right now, not including
390. Yeah. So
the buyer's
390,
premium.
those cards are now worth it to be sold. But now, as if I was I am a seller of those cards. Like you were just asking, am I a buyer or
Yeah.
seller? Cards like that, I'm a buyer. Or excuse me, I'm a seller. And the reason why is I'm a seller because I don't know how many are gonna come up.
Yeah.
But the problem and the thing is I'm willing to take that risk because there is a chance that the pops of cards like that are going to stay extremely low for extremely long time, and maybe the pops will always be low. But right now, cost basis, price to be made, you know, where do I really want to like start moving money into the type of cards I want to move money into? That one's just too big of a what if for me that I'm definitely a seller of a card like that. But it is a nice card and it's high risk, high return, or high risk, high reward, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of versus series I'm seeing.
Oh yeah. No,
Dude,
this thing's pretty.
I'm amazed at every single auction what like a Pokemon, like poker playing card sells for.
Oh, it's insane. That Pikachu, the black label that I was just
Oh,
looking at,
yeah. It's
360 without buyer's premium.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
never met the person who was the first one to start doing that, cracking those like red. What are they? The red decks, blue decks, green decks.
Yep. Yep.
I haven't met that person yet, but
Yeah.
I like the box topper right there from EX5 Red Leaf Green, the Charmander,
Oh
the
yeah.
secret rare. I've talked about like those secret rares on videos in the past. Just how many people are opening up boxes of EX5 Red Leaf Green? Like not a lot. So. Those cards are raw, are not raw. They're loose in those boxes too.
Yeah.
So a card like that, you actually don't see that much corner like edge wear, but you do or corner wear. You see a lot of edge wear though, where like the sides are hidden against the box. But I don't.
Yeah.
I would say they don't move around like crazy lot. But if one of those things goes through like United States Postal Service and stuff, you know how they throw packages around. So
Yep.
yeah,
There's another black label for you. I'm sure you're buying
yeah.
it.
No. Graded card prices. What's what's that Jirachi? You got to just scroll down a little bit.
EX Hidden Legends PSA 10 $300. 2004.
So I got that card. Or yeah, you just talk for a second. Like that Jirachi is a great example of a card I was kind of just talking about. I'll go grab it. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for a handful of first edition base this auction. The prices on some of these cards are freaking insane. I know I saw a PSA 10 first edition base set Dragonite. I think it was over $700 already, which is like insane. I can't believe this missed these tiers already too. Is this really over? It's like $350 with the buyer's premium. Umbreon Leafeon VMAX BGS 10 Pop 9, $300, man. Evolving Skies is crazy. That's sick. I love this Groudon.
So like we just talked about that Jirachi, right, from EX Hidden Legends, and you remember how I just mentioned like a little bit prior, I have a lot of cards that are like sequential cert numbers that like one's the reverse hollow, one's the hollow, and like that card is a perfect example. So I
Yeah.
have the hollow in a 9, I have the reverse hollow in a 9. There's sequential PSA numbers, but I also have this card in a 10. Or do I have? I don't actually. You know what? I don't know if I have this card in 10 actually. Well, like this is something I would want to sell as a pair,
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's a sick card though. I love like most of that EX era stuff. I love the Cosmos Hollow on most of those. The reverses are
oh,
awesome.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the reverse hollow for this card, in my opinion, is way better than the hollow.
Yep.
But yeah, like that's an example of like what I was talking about earlier, and that's just like this is just one example, but these are things that I think might sell good because these are those low end nines, right? Low
Yep.
end being subjective, right? You know, this card's probably I probably like have to look at comps, but I would go out on a limb and say $50 to $70 a piece maybe for each one. So I get, you know, like 120 for the pair. Like I'd sell these all day at a price
Yep.
like that. Because then, you know, my profit on a card like that is $95, you know. So it's a lot.
Not bad. Ursaring. Pop 17, $260. Jesus.
Yep. I do like those the Mega Tokyo Pikachus.
Oh yeah.
See, the card like that, the Mega Tokyo, I like those because one, awesome artwork, right? Like Pikachu with the Charizard poncho, but I like them because you actually had to physically go to the Pokemon Center in 2014 for the opening of the Pokemon Center in Tokyo. Like you had to actually be there for that. So they were handed out at the door. It wasn't like Pokemon Center online release or anything. That's why I always like cards like that a little bit more.
Yep. They're pretty sick.
Yeah. Sabrina's Gengar, that's classic.
This thing deserved a hollow version in the 25th anniversary. They dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That'd have been cool.
I love to see a full art of that card, you know, like a reimagined full art with the moon behind Gengar and everything.
Yep. I got a bunch of those in CGC 8.5 early on. I was amazed.
Yeah.
Those things were perfect too. Got wrecked.
You got the Japanese Howell Phantoms Latios. I always like the Latios and Latias from that set. They're beautiful cards. They're actually pretty common, believe it or not, in English, I've found. Like, I've come across them a pretty decent amount of times.
Didn't Cool Train Orion say you just pulled one of those?
I don't know. I didn't even know you opened a Howell Phantoms pack recently.
I thought you mentioned that early on in your stream.
Oh, maybe. But then you get a card like this, right? Like the Shining Fates Zard and the VMAX still selling for $240, man. Doesn't matter how many of those cards are out there. Like that's the thing too, where you know, what I'm buying versus what some people are buying, like I look at the price tag at 240 and I'm like, oh, there's some nice cards I could buy for 240, right? And Shining Fates Charizard isn't like number one on my list.
That's why I love filtering like high to low on here. So you see all these like modern and vintage cards, and when you don't even filter sports and you got all these sports athletes next to Charizards and stuff, like you see where the prices of like this LeBron James card compares to this CD promo Charizard. It's pretty cool to have it all in one big auction.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with the Fossil First Edition Gengar.
There's so what is your on Monday?
Scroll up for a second. What were you gonna say?
On Monday, when you go through this, do you go through all 130 pages?
Nope. I just got like normal search terms. Like that's why I probably miss good cards all the time on PWCC because I'm not doing that. I'm doing my same search terms that I always do. Yeah. People out there who follow my channel probably know the Pokemon. They probably know the sets. They probably know. I like keep it to like, yeah, a handful of cards, handful of sets. But I'm probably missing good deals by doing that too. But a lot of that's just time management too, right? Like,
yeah. Yep.
But we got 6 more minutes. If I see a card I really like, you know, could put a bid down.
Yeah, there's so many pages. I would try my best to get through every single thing because, like, you know, there's stuff on like page 125 that's got one bid on it. Yeah. That's probably worth at least double, if not triple. So it's crazy the quantity going through weekly right now. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, that Espeon right there is a beautiful card. The Japanese, it's a beautiful card. That's actually, in my opinion, pretty undervalued for the grade. Can I see the back of it?
Yep.
Again, I say it's undervalued because I'm already thinking like crossover, but Like this is a card. I think it's. Oh yeah, that looks like a no-brainer crossover play for me. I'd be
Yeah, they were hitting that. They were slamming some of the Japanese modern for a while. That CGC is very generous. The 10s on Japanese modern.
Yeah,
This
the big.
isn't super modern, but still.
Yeah, that's one of those cards. I'd throw it off my roof, crack it, send it right to PSA. Actually, I'm gonna put a bid on that.
So those of you that don't know, that don't watch PWCC, and in what is it, 5 minutes at 10 p.m. It enters extended bidding. So if you did not place a single bid on something, you cannot bid on anything in the extended period. So you have to place a bid before 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in order to participate in like the second, third round of bidding. Otherwise, you're just watching from the outside, which I'm about to be on a bunch of stuff. So usually I'm looking at Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm not going to bore you with that because I know you don't know it too well like I do. So I'll let this one slide this week. I don't need to spend money. Saving up for Heritage Signature Auction coming up.
Yeah, so I just put a bid on that for $220, but I got outbidded. But
Okay.
ooh, wait a second. This is a good price. Another card I'm gonna bid on.
This is a pretty solid sale for this Pikachu because I saw somebody selling. I think the last sold on eBay was like $200. So that's, or it was somebody's Instagram. It was one of the two. The PSA 9.
I mean, yeah, the first edition 9s right now for the starters at least. Like those could be plays because of how drastic of drops we've seen from them, right? And first edition base is one of those sets that, like, in the long term of Pokemon, like sets people are going to constantly go back to. They're probably always going to go back to the first one. And first edition is the first of the first, right? And that stamp always gets people.
What's going on, Bobo?
Hey, Bobo. Hi.
Yeah. I'll split it with you, PK. Call it even.
1,000 rupees.
Yeah. Yen or something.
I like your dog, though, Bobo. You look shocked.
Pretty sure it's a meme dog.
But yeah, you look at some of those 9s, $30, like those are plays to me.
Yeah, that's about where they're trending. Yeah.
You take the price of that card in near mint raw. You take the price of Graydon, $30. That's a buy all day. Like, because I'm looking at a 9 of a first edition. Like, what's the downside risk to that? 50% it goes down to $15. Like, I think we're far away from seeing, first edition commons, uncommons selling for $15. Like, I don't see it right now. And especially with the price of what's a first edition pack, light, heavy, a couple $1,000. Like,
yeah, I think
you
light's
make yourself
probably
a nice,
$2,500, $3,000.
Yeah, you make yourself your own little first edition pack, like for a couple $100.
Times 1.2. So those Charizards are at $18,600 right now. 2 cert and a 4 cert. Look at
Can
them.
I see the 2 cert? See, 2 certs are for these Zards are actually, I don't care what some people say. There's some good 2 certs because these are all packed fresh.
This is pretty good. It is.
Yeah. Like, there's this like weird argument about 2 certs, and it's like, what card are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're not all created equal for those 2 certs. And when I had Gary on my last on the last podcast, like, dude, he was cracking boxes and sending the most mint cards. And during this time with these 2 certs, a lot of this is Gary.
Yeah. Yep. This one's a thick stamp and a newer cert.
For a 9. I mean, that's still a strong market, man. That the fact these things are still selling for $15,500.
I think Rusty bought his CGC 9 for $16,000 something after buyer's premium.
I can see that. There's no first edition Raidus this auction, which is sad.
You bought that one. What was it? $600 or was it $400?
I don't remember.
It
Yeah,
was
it was
something
cheap though.
insane. Oh yeah.
All right.
So
We
what
are
are
into extended bidding.
showtime? Showtime.
So
So
do you actually show people your bids?
oh yeah.
Oh, let's see them.
So I always like even Heritage. I don't know if you've watched any of my Heritage streams.
Sure.
Um, oh, I gotta unfilter. But Heritage, it's literally like they have a chopping block. Every card is on the chopping block or on the auction block. I only got two bids. Which is good because like I said, I need to save my money for early next month. But there was a bunch of stuff I would have bought if I was alive with you, probably, because I would have been flying through that way faster.
Yeah.
But it's all good. You saved me money. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's I don't know what I was talking about, but the bids. Yeah, so Heritage, you literally, I'm streaming live, you could see me clicking the bid button, and somebody could be on the other screen, literally just upbidding me. I don't usually have a bunch of people watching, but yeah, it could be a problem. I probably should do it on my phone instead of on the PC, but I'm too lazy, so it is what it is.
Yeah. But so tell me a little bit more about Collecticon in Long Beach.
Yep.
Are you going to be walking around Denver, or are you consigning there too?
Nope. So I am definitely confirmed not going to be vending. I will. Looking forward to that. It's hard to shoot any type of YouTube content as a vendor, but I also like getting around, being able to haggle people, talking to other people. It's a lot more. You can, when you're vending, you're stuck at your booth unless you got a friend that can come over and watch it. But even then, you only leave for a little bit of time because you feel bad the dude's covering your stuff. So it'll be a better experience for me not having to worry about vending and having all my slabs there to be able to walk around and just talk to all these different people that are going to be there this time. So
Yeah.
um,
When you were vending at Long Beach, did you have a decent amount of people come up and recognize you and Nick, or?
yeah, more Nick probably than me, but yeah, no, but there was definitely a very good amount of people, and it was pretty awesome. Just all the people that did recognize me from YouTube, and it's a blessing every day, man. There's some awesome people out there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Is Basic vending in Denver? Do you know?
Yes, he is. He's definitely so old school Pokemon's got he bought a whole section. I think it's 10 tables. So inside of the Pokenomics Discord, they basically divvied it up. There's going to be at least 10 different people vending inside of that, which will be pretty sweet.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I think basic. Okay. I'm thinking Java Akuma. That's who I was mixing that up with. Java Akuma is going to be doing it. But pretty much a bunch of people from the Discord are going to be vending out of that little section with Pokenomics in them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
That'd be cool. Yeah. It would be cool I guess you kind of in a way have to do the buddy system. One, you get people to look out for you, make sure like nobody steals your shit. But
Yeah.
because I was watching the Flex Gods, and he was saying somebody jacked like two of his cards, and he didn't even like notice they were missing until after the fact. So I see a couple of my cards that I'm bidding on up there on your screen right now there, Mr. Josh.
That's pretty cheap. $48 PSA 10 Moltres.
Nah, non-hollow though.
Yeah, it's still.
I just got that Wigglytuff in a reverse 9 the other day.
Yeah, I figured I'd look at Skyridge, assuming you're bidding on some of these, but I can't see what you're bidding on, so it's good. It's up to you if you want to spoil that.
Yeah, well.
The odds are of the 44 people that's watching that maybe one person's bidding on it, but
So that Moltres you talked about, I definitely have a bid on it.
oh yeah.
My max bid was $15. So we'll see where that winds up. Actually, every single one of them I have a bid on. So just all of them. Anything
See
that's
if
a 10 or higher, I have a bit on.
So after this 30-minute, it goes to 5 minutes, right? Is what I
Yep.
remember. Yep. So
Yeah.
I actually haven't been doing PWCC weeklies. I don't know if you've noticed, but I stopped doing these in lieu of doing them heritage weeklies on Wednesdays, just for more family time, basically.
Oh, that's nice.
But there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to watch end on this auction, and actually, I think Professor Oak will be doing some version of a PWCC weekly live stream going forward. So,
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
hell yeah! I like I said, yeah, I'll do it maybe every once in a blue moon if there's a bunch of stuff or I got time away from the wife, but we'll definitely be enjoying chilling in his chat. That'll be sweet.
Yeah. I just put in a couple bids right now. 24 minutes. I just want to make sure some of these go to extended auction. Let's see.
Now you got to go live next week, Professor Oak. You got to do it. No chance you're backing out now. Hopefully you didn't have plans.
It's pretty crazy when you review and confirm and you're like, "Ooh, that was a lot of money that just instantly."
I still can't believe they don't show what the current bid is with buyer's premium until you go to click bid on it.
That's interesting.
It's literally the only site that does that. Golden does a decent job. Heritage does a decent job showing you what the prices are. I don't know why. At least they show it before you bid on it. But whoa, I would have bought this thing. Dang, I love this Steelix.
Yeah, is that Aquapolis? I can't really
Yep.
see. It's blurry. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Chiz can't bid on Raichu's. PK can't bid on Kyogre's.
Dude, all right, let me ask you, what the heck with that? Well, were you FOMOing in on the 10s or what? Because, like, I mean, old school is the meme with the pins, and you just became the meme with the Kyogres. Like, what was the thought process?
I really like Kyogre. I've always liked Kyogre. He's my favorite Pokemon in Gen 3. First Pokemon I ever legit got to level 100. I've always wanted a Kyogre Gold Star. Should have bought the one for 3,000 at CollectCon in Dallas, but I didn't. And I really liked my next favorite is basically the Amazing Rare. And the Amazing Rare is there's a bajillion of them. And the only thing going for it is conditional rarity. So going for the perfect 10s, I figured I was like, it's the best I can get. Instead of the black label. A black label actually sold for over $1,000 of the Kyogre that I didn't buy in English. But I just wanted that card. So I got 2 of the 4 perfect 10 Kyogres in English. So
well, there's a lot. I mean, I'm kind of like spacing out on Kyogre cards right now. I mean, I know there's like the Call of Legends ones and stuff like that, but
yeah, there's some really good EX era ones that I do like, but I really do like the Amazing Rares.
Yeah.
I don't have a bunch. I'm not stonking on them raw. Like I don't have bajillions of them like Catch 'em All and Old School probably do. I don't play that game, but it's probably not a terrible game to play. But yeah, I like it. I don't know. Something about it. Old school vibes, smaller box. Like I like the small picture. It's going outside of the box, kind of like the Gold Star. So I was like, it's sweet. It's cheap.
Well, what about like Kyogre EXs, like the old ones? I think there's I think there's a Black Star promo one.
Yep. Yeah, there is. I've had it in a PSA 9. I might have sold it. I don't know. I'm more of a PSA 10 chaser for Diglett and Zapdos. I'm not really chasing all the Kyogre arts like I am for those 2 cards.
Yeah. What about like Delta Species Kyogre?
Yep.
The Gold Star. Are you a buyer of that or no?
I would love to. Not at the current prices. The things PSA 10 Gold Stars have been doing well. So this this thing's selling for right around 3,000 right now is not terrible compared to the last solds. It's been going like around 4. I think Old School's consigning his for 5K. So, yeah, this is not bad. I didn't bid on it because, like I said, there's some awesome cards I'm looking at in the Heritage Signature next month. So this is a really clean 10, though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. So that's like one of my least favorite gold stars.
There's so many other bad ones, dude. Come on.
That's like one of my least favorite. I'm not a huge fan of the artwork.
He kind of looks like Elvis now that I look at it. Like he's kind of doing like you know, that the whole Elvis thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
All the Reggie Gold stars might be like my number one as least favorite, but
yeah, those are pretty trash.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite gold star though? Is that your favorite gold star or no?
I would say probably. I do like the way the Charizard one looks. But yeah, it's up there for sure. But there's so like all the Trico, the Torchic, the Mudkip, those things are awesome.
Yeah. Well, they're the first too. So.
Yeah. Yep. PS. Damn. 38. See, I messed up. Like I don't have this in non-hollow yet. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually that's a good price for that card.
Hell yeah, it is.
You know, these cards are okay. This is like the thing too is those cards are non-hollow. They're easy to grade. There's a freaking lot of them. Yep. There's a lot of Expedition bulk. There's a lot of Quapolis bulk. And believe it or not, there's a lot of Skyridge bulk. It's just a matter of like, what are you trying to get out of that? You know, a lot of these cards, you know, when you factor in grading fees and stuff, to pick that card up single, raw, and not pick it up in like a bulk lot of Expedition Aquapolis or Skyridge cards, like you start looking at that $25 price tag a little different, you know?
Yep. So you vending Denver?
Nope, not. I wouldn't vend Denver, just one, because from my understanding, it's just going to be a lot of fun to walk around. Yeah. And number two, I've never been to one, so I wouldn't really know what to bring. And then third is if I did bring stuff, I would want to drive it. To load up my car and kind of do what it sounds like Nick does, you know, like selling $4 packs and stuff, like nickel and diamond and grinding it, because I you know, if like what do like somebody said like Evolutions packs and Evolving Skies packs, stuff like that. I got tons of those things. Like I've broken down a lot of collection boxes in the past. I'm sitting on like a lot of XY packs and stuff that aren't really worth it to sell on eBay. I don't want returns. I don't want people saying they're resealed and not. So to be able to just sell those things for like $10 a pack or something at a Collecticon, like I can make a killing on those things.
Yep.
I got piles of Ancient Origins and stuff like that. Stuff that I don't really want to sell a lot of packs individually, but if I could sell them in person, I'd feel way more comfortable doing that. So.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, Nick did not drive obviously to California across the entire country, but he flew there, and he did pretty well. He had 2 full tables with extra, not in the tables. So he, which is a lot for me. I would never want more than 2 tables by myself. That'd be overwhelming. Just because you got different people all around you. If you got a guy over here, you're kind of ignoring them. So you got to kind of play the game.
Yeah, I got a lot of like random loose packs that I bought in like pretty good loose auctions. Like I said, I mentioned Ancient Origins, but like Dragon Majesty packs too. I picked up some real cheap lots in the past, and I'm sitting on like probably 72 of them, so 2 booster boxes worth of Dragon Majesty packs, and I want to say they're selling for like $30 right now or $25, and I think my cost in those is like $7. So. You know, that's like a huge increase, but I don't want to start selling those as lots on eBay, because then it's like, how many are you going to sell in the lot? You're going to pay eBay, you know, their percentage. You're going to pay a shitload to ship it out, and then somebody's going to get them and they're going to say they're all resealed and stuff. It's just to be able to do that in person and sell those. I'd sell them for $20 a piece and walk away like a king. And I bet you I'd fire seal those things.
Yep.
So like,
I just did a filter here to look at the lowest priced PSA 10s to see if any were not bid on. Every single PSA 10 card got a bid.
Shows you how strong. I mean, look at that. Vivid Voltage Charmeleon, $14. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not a reverse.
Good. You know what? Whoever sold that, good for them. You know why? Because their cost for grading of that is obviously $10, right? Like, obviously.
I would hope,
The price of that card is a nickel. So they're into that card for $10.05. And with PWCC, they're going to get 100% of the hammer value. So if that card sells for $14, they're going to make $14. That means somebody sold a freaking uncommon from Vivid Voltage and made $4. Like, that's the kind of guy that I'm like, you talk about nickel and diamond and making money in Pokemon. You fucking take, I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear on your channel. You take a nickel card and you make $3.95 by selling that card. The profit margin on something like that is ridiculous. And PSA, $10 for grading, that probably came back in one of their most recent bulk. They probably sat on that card for a week. They tied up $10 for a week. Like, that stuff, those are the people that make the money, man. Like, what is the percentage of that? Taking a nickel card and selling it for $4. Like, what's the percentage markup of that? You sold that card for hundreds and hundreds of percentage. But that just shows the market. You know, those are the people really making the most money, but it's just the least flashy of it, right?
Yep.
But you couldn't sell that card on eBay. That's the thing. You sell that card on eBay, you got to pay the eBay percentage, and then you got to ship that card, and you lose money by selling on eBay. But sell that card on PWCC, like I said, you get 100% of the hammer value. So they get all $14, no commissions, no nothing. Good for them. I don't hate the player. I just sometimes hate the game a little bit in that sense, you know.
Yep. You and any of this White Schwartz stuff?
See, so PokeKid72 said if they graded it for $10, it took 18 months to get back. Who cares? It's a nickel card. And it's not like he paid that $10 up front to have it graded. PSA doesn't charge you until they send you your cards back. Yep. So his money wasn't tied up for 18 months. You know how many people right now watching this have Charmeleons for the last 18 months and they won't be able to sell it for $4, you know? So yeah, it's like, Basic Trainer said whoever sold that card made an 8,000% return. Like,
doing all right.
And
I'd be all right with that.
You know, like Cam and Z&G, they always make the joke, never punished.
Yeah.
Card like that, like, never punished. Somebody laughed all the way to the bank, but that's, again, somebody's going to see that card and not understand, like, the lack of effort that was required to sell that card. You know?
Full send. Send everything.
That's the grinding people don't want to do, though. The people want to buy a $200 card and have it go to $400. That's 100% price increase versus the 8,000% increase. But then again, Kevin Clear was talking about Mason Rares making those jump up in price.
Could happen. You never know.
Yeah. And the fact that he had two of those Charmeleons probably came from the same return too. Means he made $8 with a 10-cent investment.
Look at this freaking Dragonair.
I can't believe that's selling for $1,400, almost 15. Wow.
That's impressive.
That's incredible, actually.
Yeah, it's sharding all over Charmeleon. It's almost half the price of a PSA 10 Zapdos.
You're lucky you collect Zapdoses and 10s.
Yeah, this is the one I'm missing, basically. I'm missing maybe 2 from Wizards of the Coast, and this is one of them.
You have the Shadowless in a 10, though, right?
Yeah.
And Unlimited in a 10?
Yeah.
Unlimited in a 10's not cheap either, man.
A lot of them aren't cheap. The Legendary Collection Reverse, the Rocket Zapdos First Edition, those are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Somebody just bought I had all my Zapdos listed on eBay a week ago, and somebody kept messaging about my Legendary Collection Reverse Zapdos I had listed for $1,500. He's like, "Would you take 13 for it?" I was like, "Dude, I don't want to sell it right now. That's why it's priced so high." And then I deleted my listing because I was afraid he was getting too close to just buying it. And then as soon as I deleted my listing, he bought somebody else's listing for full ask, $14.99.
What I wish we could have. Is there a way where we could see what didn't sell?
Yep. Yeah, we can. Yep.
Because I would love to kind of break down. It's like, okay, what's not selling? Because PokeKid92, he has a very valid point. He said, not a bad play if you could get the 10s. Could have gotten some 9s too. Lots of ways to play it though, and he's right in a way that if that Charmeleon that somebody made $4 off, maybe got a 9 and it didn't sell.
Yeah.
So
basically I'll filter by closed listing, so it'll show everything that received one bid and everything else. So like all of these sold for one bid, these CGC 9.5s, which for base set, Japanese. So all of these sold for one bid.
And I wanted to say too, I want to see what percentage of them are CGC slabs versus PSA.
There's a lot of 9.5s here. So I could do that real quick.
Oh no, we don't need to filter by CGC. I'm just curious what the percentage of CGC
Unsold.
Single bids or no bids versus PSA single bids or no bids.
So 566 of the 612 are CGC.
Wow. That says something, doesn't it? It could be just the fact that people are sending the lower end stuff to CGC because PSA was closed maybe for longer, but
yeah,
that's an interesting number.
I'm also curious because there's 3,000 something cards. I'll do a filter later to see how many total in the auction were CGC. Because if it's like an 8-to-1 ratio, that would kind of make a little more sense. But yeah, that's still a lot. So these all got one bid. So there's 48 or 28 pages. 28 pages of cards that sold for $12 or less. 28 times 24. That's a sharp ton of cards.
Yeah. But then you'll go on to Whatnot or something and you'll see what those guys are selling these slabs for. And it's like,
I tell you, yeah, these 9.5 base sets would sell pretty well, I'm sure.
Do we live in a bubble? I'm telling you, we live in a bubble. Like what we're willing to pay for stuff versus what other people are willing to pay for stuff. Shout out to Professor Oak's Discord, but in Professor Oak's Discord, Mason from Cardinal Gaming posted a photo of a bunch of junk slabs that he bought, a couple pristine 10s, but some low grade PSA slabs too, and kind of just asked everyone what do you think I paid for them? And I think he got them for $3 a piece or something like that, $4 a piece.
Yeah. Yep. Those raw. Yep. Or not raw, the graded modern cards. Yeah. So this is the cutoff basically right here is where we start seeing the unsold CGC 9, 1999, 1996 basic. Somebody unloaded. Jesus.
Yeah. That's got to be tough for because that's probably all the same person. So that means they took an absolute bath in this auction.
And hopefully they didn't commission through CG or through PWCC because then you're paying $20
Yeah,
each
that
card,
would be brutal.
and then they keep it. Jeez. Oh, what's going on, Peaked?
What do you think CGC is doing with all these things?
With all what things?
All these unsold slabs.
PWCC, sorry, yeah. You said CGC.
Oh, PWCC, I mean.
I don't know. I don't honestly. I'd
Yeah.
hope they're partnered with Going Twice on Whatnot, and they're killing it.
Just
That would
dumping
be
these things.
Yep, get their name off of it because they don't have an eBay. So you don't see them get relisted ever. So they know it didn't sell once, it's not going to sell again. So much. So I'm going to go to the end here.
Yeah. These are the cards though that people need to know better, right? Like first of all, you can't spam PWCC all with CGC 9 Abers or whatever that guy just, whatever your last page was, or even these, like these amazing rares and nines. Don't spam them. There's going to be a million of them. Buy it. Those are buy it nows on eBay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was given these exact slabs away at the last collect con to kids, CDC 9 Kyogre Amazing Rares.
Yeah, that's like a $19.99 buy it now on eBay, and you just hope somebody bails you out on that. That's it, and it probably won't even sell at $19.99.
The Weedle buyout. All the modern in the world.
Yeah, all the Pikachu V. Like, how many of those promos got graded? A bazillion.
It's CGC's doing well. They're not fighting for business. All the
Hold on,
modern
scroll up
kids
real quick. The CGC 7.5 Pikachu from Celebration. Scroll up a little bit. Like,
oh god,
who is like, you know what? I should sell this card on PWCC because I'll get a bid.
that's rough.
That's like one of those Pikachus you would have bought from like TCG Player, and it's just like Superman handled, and that's what they send to you. Even like what's that? The Wooloo, or however you say his name. That's like the promo from the Sword and Shield blister packs.
Yeah. Yep.
One, that's not a fan favorite Pokemon.
All right, I'm gonna get off of this filter. I'm gonna go to get rid of my closed listings. So we got 3 minutes to place a bid on something if it's not being extended. So those of you that don't know, if there's an item you're bidding on, I'll just show mine again. If there's an item that went into extended bidding at 10 p.m. and it doesn't receive a bid from 10 to 10:30, it closes. So as long as it receives one bid, it will extend at 10:30 for another 5 minutes. So do you place your bids right before the window extends?
Normally I did, but because I was talking to you, I didn't. But right now I'm currently winning nothing. What do you think? So that Espeon, that CGC 9 from the Japanese Golden Sky, Silvery Ocean, it's at 220 still, and I've been outbidded. Should I bring it into the next one or just pass on it?
Asking the wrong guy. I would personally pass on it, but
yeah, I'll pass.
I'm not an Espeon. I'm not an evolution guy at all, and I don't know the last sold for a flip opportunity on that. That's a card I don't see very often. That's for sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll pass. Yeah, shucks.
Look like Peak might be going for that card. Or that was long. Oh, yeah, it was a couple minutes ago.
Well, if he is going for it, it's not going into the next. It's not going into extended as of right now. Dude. Oh, wait. I'm the high bidder on one card right now.
I don't remember if I have Haunter or not for my set. That's a problem. Do you ever accidentally buy duplicate PSA 10 Skyridge cards?
I have a ton of them, but they're never accidental.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. I definitely forget sometimes which, like when it comes to the commons, uncommons, which ones I still need. You would think like I could do something really simple, like make a spreadsheet or
Yeah.
not try to remember it all in my head, like of 144 card set and then double that plus reverse hollows plus crystals plus 32 hollows. Like you think that would be something that I shouldn't try to remember, but I do. I probably won't stop. Yeah, you want to talk about these cards, the World Championship, like special sign cards, however you want to call them.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about them. I see it's 2004 artist signature, artist drawing on these cards is insane.
Yeah, the Ken Sugimori one's pretty badass. But yeah, I don't know enough
18K.
about them. I should have I knew these were in this block. I should have researched them just for this live, but I didn't.
There was a Ken Sugimori last week or something that sold with a Dark Charizard, and it sold for like what? I don't even remember. Was it 30, 20 grand?
I
20
couldn't
grand?
tell you. It's been so long since Ken Sugimori's really signed cards too. I want to say it's like a decade.
Yeah. I like how this Uyama Pikachu looks like the
Oh,
vending series one.
yeah, it does.
That's pretty cool.
Whoever winds up with these is a pretty badass collection. If I had to go on a limb, I would, the Rita one too. That's actually the cheapest one.
Voltorb, yeah.
Yeah, but
Voltorb.
I bet you like this set all winds up with Dubsy.
Think he's watching PWCC weeklies? I guess probably.
Cards like this, he is, yeah. They don't come up very often.
Yeah. It's Gold Star Flareon, Jolteon.
That's actually, I don't think that's a terrible price for the Flareon and the Jolteon.
Yeah.
That's a terrible price for that black label stamp Pikachu. That's a terrible price.
See,
never pay that.
People bust my balls for pricing a black label like vintage card for $3 grand. That's one of one, and then you got this thing. I'm like, there's a bajillion of those. Like, yeah. It's got a Pikachu though.
Well, there was a couple products though that we talk about, like the Charizard UPC, but the stamp box was the same kind of thing, just an obvious play. Obvious. Those cards came out, those boxes, minty. Plus, you still got like the stamps in the box and the extra stuff too.
Yep.
That's a cheap Nidoking too.
Dragonair still going. Damn. That seems crazy.
What's the Legendary Collections art? I didn't see what it's at, the 9.
PSA 9 sold for $28.80.
Yeah, that seems about right. I wouldn't say that's a good buy. I wouldn't say that's a bad buy.
Yeah. There's a few sealed items here. Black and white boundaries crossed at 2,400. That sold. Gold Star Kyogre sold 3,240. $8,000 for those BGS 8 Zard.
What's the back of that one look like? BGS on 8s is tricky, man. Like, I've seen some pretty beat up 8s.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. See, that's not like a cross grade contender because it's just, you could get a 7 at PSA with that.
It's got a bad surface, so I'm guessing it might have a really slight binder ding or something.
Yeah. 7.5 is a scary surface grade, especially with all that whitening on the back. I wouldn't touch that card. All right. We got 56 seconds. Let me make some bids real quick.
Charizard's banging. I just saw somebody list one of these $20,000. Buy it now on a Facebook group. Brand new cert. Both of these are at $17,000 now. So they're over $20,000 with the buyer's premium.
Oh no, my computer's super laggy. I'm not like, none of my bids are loaded.
So when you do PWCC auctions, normally are you sitting at your PC or are you doing it from your phone?
My phone 100% of the time. This
Yeah, same. Lately, I do miss doing these, but I don't know. Like I said, Sunday's not a good day for me most of the time.
I had to put in. I only got 4 bids in. It took a minute.
Damn.
Ugh, balls.
Yeah, all Charizard just got up another $500. Kensumori's extended. Arita, Voltorb still rolling. That Zapdos is still going. I think it needs to chill out. I'm trying to get some low comp so the price starts dropping on it. Jesus. There you go. You should have bought this the Mimikyu that's selling for $3,000. Jesus. Easy pickups.
Dude, I'm so mad. There's a bunch of cards I just missed out on because I'm just gonna go through it all right now and start putting bids in. Dude, who's putting up this Versus Series Jasmine Raichu on me? Just stop.
Zapdos CX sold for $1,100. Jesus. That's another. It's not a Watsy Zapdos, but it's one I want.
But that's such a great set, expensive card. Like,
almost the same price as a PSA 10 Reverse Legendary Collection the Boss's Way Trainer card.
dude, honestly though, that Zapdos, I think that was a good buy. Whoever bought it at 1,100.
I know. Yeah, there's usually like they've been trending around 12 to 1,500, but
because the thing about Team Rocket Returns is how much how much pack prices have been creeping up for it. Plus, with all the hype that's surrounding like the Torchic in the 10, or what is that, Pop 17? I think the Torchic is, or something like that.
yeah.
But with all the hype that's surrounding that card, Team Rocket Returns packs aren't dropping anytime soon, and the fact that that Zapdos is considered like obviously one of the major hits of that set, I think 1,100 is actually a good price.
This Shikishi Charizard is $500, and like I said, this thing was $10 raw.
I wonder if any of these cards are echoes that I'm bidding on. I'm about to just freaking walk away pretty soon because I keep getting outbidded.
It gets annoying, man.
And I own every single one of these cards I'm bidding on. Yeah, I think I need to be done.
Sam, you need to send me a DM on Instagram, bro. If it's really good condition. Energy cards become the new money. How rich are you?
Sam, I'm going to give you some advice. If you got a Team Rockets Return Zapdos, send that baby the PSA. I wouldn't be selling that raw, man.
You got a bunch of energy cards?
Oh, yeah. I got a whole box of them. You want one? Send me your address.
Hard pass.
I'll sign it. That's what I'm going to do. If there is like a Collecticon local, I'm going to bring all those energies with me. And if you want to buy one, you could buy it for $15 raw. Or if you want me to sign that energy card, it will be $10. So if I sign it, I will literally take off $5 for me putting my signature on that slab. And that's how we'll do it.
Not bad.
They're all expedition energies too. I had like 100% of the population for a while because I set 2 theme decks worth. Yeah. And then I kept sending them away the PWCC like as fluff. Well, I didn't keep, I did it a couple times and they kept selling on me. So I was like super happy and I just haven't sent any PWCC submissions recently. So
yep.
What are you going to do?
Jason Page with the auto premium.
I think Kevin Clear's question was, if energy cards become new money, how rich are you? Probably not as rich as all the people that are cracking ETBs like maniacs who are just getting bricks of them at a time. You ever seen like the pre-release kits that they send with like the huge brick of energies they include in that?
Oh yeah, yep.
Dude, that is a lot of energies.
That it is.
I want to say like Safari Zone or somebody was paying like a penny for bulk energies. How the hell could they make money on that? Unless all
Be
those mystery items are dumping energies. Poor people buying that stuff.
Yeah, that's insane. We still got 5-minute extended bidding times. They're not even down to a minute yet.
So anybody who's watching this stream, if you are not subscribed to the Green Shiz, you guys definitely got to hit that subscribe button right now, because right now we're at 985 subscribers. We need to get this man to 1,000. That is the goal for tonight. I think it's very doable.
Yeah, man. I appreciate all your support, man. It's been fun. Been fun making YouTube content. I enjoy it. It's cool to look back on, and like the CollectCon video I made, that'll be sweet to look at.
Yeah.
In the coming years, just to look back on it all.
I think this is only the start for you anyways, so I think you'll be sticking around for a while.
This freaking Pikachu's at $21,500.
It's that Sugimori signature, man. It's plus being a Pikachu.
Ain't got nothing on that baseball card that just sold for 12.5 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Mickey Mantles are just that's the peak of the hobby right there for sports. I guess that, or like the T206 Honus Wagner.
Yep.
But that card, the Honus Wagner is a little different because he was like anti-tobacco, so he didn't want them putting that cards in tobacco packs, so it was like short printed and whatever.
It's wild to see SGC keep breaking the records.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, like, why would somebody send it to SGC unless they knew they could get a 9.95 there?
They're definitely more laxed on Pokemon cards, I've found out. So
I do have one SGC 3.5 Raichu. That's one of the prides of my collection.
You got a 9.5 yet?
Nope. I've been looking at it, but it's something I'm not willing to pull the trigger on.
Do you care if it's German?
I do. So mine's only English, and it's a combination first edition Shadowless and Unlimited.
Yeah. I just bought it. Go ahead.
I don't have any of the 99 2000 fourth print cards, though.
I just bought in the last Heritage weekly CDC 9.5 first edition German Raichu for like $150.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. Yep. I'm a Raichu collector for Unlimited, but I'm not like one of those people that needs to own one of every set. I could care less. That base set card that's my card.
Yeah, Raichu's got a lot of arts. That's for sure. That'd be a job.
Yeah, there was a CGC like 6.5 that I missed out on. It ended up selling for $27.60 on this auction, but
yeah,
it's a level X. Yeah, it's from Stormfront, but 6.5 is pretty low. So plus, like, I got a pile of them. I would have cracked it out. I would have sold it. I would have had it as a raw card because, those Raichu, not just the Raichu, but any level X card raw is going to sell for probably more than $27.60 because that's just how people are. So there's a lot of plays with raw cards, understanding like what is worth it to be graded versus what is worth it to sell raw. And a card like that in a 6.5, there'll be somebody who buys that for like $45-$50 because they think they're going to get a ton of money,
Yep.
I see Dylan Smith in the chat. Good to see you, bud.
Welcome, Dylan. Welcome. So almost to the after show here, we got 315 items of 3,000 that have started with. So we're down literally to like the last 10% of cards left remaining. And the Charizards might be ending here. 10 seconds left. And we're extending the Ken Sugimori card again. Great. And Zapdos.
Well, let's see. I'm about to win 2 cards.
Uh-oh. Favorite card is the Gold Star.
Oh my God, I just got outbidded with a second left.
That's the way I do it too.
Well, oh wait, I did win the PSA 10 Jasmine's Raichu from Versus Series though.
Nice.
Yay, I won one.
21K. So I think that's a favorable comp for me. So I'd just tell them, like, yeah, I'll give you 21K minus 20% or whatever. PWCC charges. I think it might be closer to 10% for that price. I think you might get 110% of the sale price. Oh my God. The Ken Sugimori and Zapdos are getting extended again. This freaking Dragonair is up to 1650. Jesus. Would you rather have that PSA 10 Dragonair or that Gold Star Jolteon? Similar price.
I would have the Jolteon all day, every day. I feel like it's such a more liquid card.
Yeah, that Dragonair's doing well, in my opinion. Is this thing really $3,300? This PSA 10 Mimikyu? That seems insane.
Yep.
Seeing how many have gotten graded, and this thing's still moving too. Oh no, it sold finally. $1,100. Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't win that Jasmine's Raichu. I lied. I thought I did.
Rip.
I don't care. It went for market value anyways, but I missed it. Oh well.
Peaked at you. How much was the Dark Charizard with his signature that sold recently? Was it 20 or 30 grand? I can't remember how much it sold for. Thought it did pretty well though. I think it was not a PSA 10 Dark Charizard. I don't even know if it was graded. It might have been authentic. I don't even remember. It was recently though.
Yeah, Dylan Smith said seeing that Dragonair go that high makes him wonder how valuable Gary's collection is. Like, my understanding is Gary has 20,000 plus first edition commons, uncommons, and non-hollow rares like that Dragonair. 20,000. I mean, even at $30 a piece, $20 a piece, that's a lot of money.
Hell yeah, it is.
Talking, and especially if that Dragonair is selling for close to 2 G's, he's got $1 million worth. Million, I don't know.
Was it 10K? All right.
Thrifty TCG said, I got 5 cards by accident on purpose. I love that. That's a great comment.
Nice. Very nice.
Trapper says, how many PSA 10 Zards does Gary have still?
6?
I think he said 53 last time.
Oh, gotcha. Not just first edition.
Yeah, I think he's at 53. I think first edition he was at like 6 or 7, and he sold 1 to Logan Paul.
Yeah, I think he went from 7 to 6 on PSA slabs.
Okay, so he's at 6. If you go on eBay, I think you could see his collection, exactly how many he has.
It's like $20+ million now.
Yeah.
I got to meet Chumley. That was cool.
Yeah. Did he buy anything from you?
Yeah, I sold him my Misty's Tears. CGC 8.5, I think. That was pretty cool.
Oh. That's a meme on a meme.
Oh, he said he's always, every time he sees him, he buys them, he said. And I'm like, respect.
Yeah. Well, if he cracked that, box himself, he could just have the guy at CGC give him perfect 10, so no big deal.
Yep. Gabriel Delgado just asked you a question.
Yo, guys, random question. I just got my Japanese PSA 10 Gold Star Rayquaza, non-first edition, and I'm not sure what to do with it. Hold, sell, trade, any suggestions? Gabriel, that is an expensive card.
For that set, is unlimited or first edition more common?
No, first edition is way more common, so... What is the Deoxys, like, Japanese set called? It's not called Japanese Deoxys, right?
No.
What is it called?
I don't know. I think my buddy had this card and it was valued around 10 grand or something around there. But I don't know. It depends on what do you need money? It's not the worst time to sell it, but it's probably not the best. I don't know. It's a tough call. Depends on our financial situation, really.
Yeah, to be honest, and to even like dive more into that, I don't think I've ever seen that card in non-first edition, but I don't follow the Japanese market enough.
I'm gonna look right now, see if my friend was unlimited or not. He was on one of my podcasts. Pokey Swag Shop. He collects all those gold stars, Japanese. Yeah. I want to say it was about 10 grand or so ish.
Like I said, and yeah, it's just not a card I'm super familiar with. But dude, that's a heavy hitter in a 10.
Hell yeah, it is.
What's the pop on that? I don't know.
Thought it was less than 25.
That's a tough question, Gabriel.
Sell it and buy a new Honda Civic.
I don't know. I think a lot of that card's price depends on like the English Rayquaza too. A lot of that price depends on like the English market, because I feel like the English market's really driving some of these Japanese prices, but the fact that it's non-first ed makes me like scratch my head because I don't know.
Yeah. Probstein is having a deal on consignments right now if you want to move it, Gabriel. All you need to do is fax him. They don't have a website.
I was just going to say, yeah, Probstein doesn't even have a website. Like, what the heck's that all about? Do you follow on IG?
Do I follow him on Instagram? No.
Yeah, I don't follow him, but I've seen a bunch of his videos.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know he did videos and stuff. I've seen clips of him at the National and stuff like that, but they sell a crap ton of stuff on their eBay page, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Random hours.
This is my Pokemon shirt I love. It's the Death Star, but it's a
Pokeball. Nice.
Pokeball.
Little crossover.
Yeah.
Everybody go to cardinalgaming.com.
Is Mason in the chat right now?
Yeah. Cardinal Gaming's he's a fellow Pokemon YouTuber. He owns a brick and mortar store down in Louisville, Kentucky. Great guy. Great people down there. PK, I'm curious why you only follow the Purple Energy. Do you just look up the content you want to see?
I follow like 16 or 17 people on Instagram. What are you talking about, Pikachu? I used to only follow the Purple Energy, but that's because I got my own Instagram account, and then the Poke Knowledge one was just for like the channel, just so I could like reach out to people via, you know, private messages and stuff like that, and not
Yep.
through my personal account and people be like, who the hell are you? So it would just, in that sense, it's like kind of double following a lot of people. But then I ended up adding a few people to make it like 16 or 17. More so I could kind of interact on some of their posts too, like Rusty's and stuff like that.
Yep. The Purple Energy, I heard it's on its way to Australia. Is that right? Do you
Yeah,
know?
that's what Swami said. I think his brain was in a little bit of a pretzel. He's trying to figure out what to do with it. He asked me on my stream when I had him on,
Yeah.
just asking like what to do with it. And I was like, man, it's all about just donating to charity. Like that was the original thought behind it. It's kind of like the ice bucket challenge, but through Pokemon. Somebody sends you that card, you
Yep.
donate $20, and then you send it on to somebody else to donate. And people are like, "Oh, you're gonna auction it off at the end and stuff." And my thing was, no, I like maybe in the super future, but any price you're gonna get at auction is going to have a cap where if that card just floats around for all eternity, like it has the potential to continuously have people donating from now until hopefully forever, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And I think auctions, or not auctions, charity is always good in this hobby. It's something we probably don't do enough of. And by sending that card to somebody, it's not, I don't, I don't want it ever where like people are sending somebody money like, okay, here's my money, you donate it to the charity for me. No, it's like everybody's an adult. You can donate it to a charity of your choice by yourself. Like nobody's gonna hold your hand. Like I don't need proof or anything like that. Just be a good person. So
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. What your subscriber count? You're how far away from 4,000? Less than 10?
fourth, I don't know. I don't look at my subscriber count all that often.
Let's see. Let's get a live update. And if there's anybody not subscribed to you already, definitely go over there and get
I'm
them
at
over the 4K mark.
3 away.
3 away.
3,900
Nice.
3,997 subscribers.
There's got to be 3 of you in there that followed me from Yu-Gi-Oh. Go give the guy a sub.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. 3. That's awesome.
3 subs away. It's crazy to think about, like, when you think if you're standing in a room or something, like how many 4,000 people is.
Oh god, yeah. It's like just like thinking 46 people watching here and you guys are all awesome. Just that fills up like a movie theater around me now because they have all those really wide seats with the heated seats, so you don't fit more than 50 people in there. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last podcast before Fridays, but like for 1 month was the huge stream I had, but it had close to 11,000 views.
yeah.
11,000 views in this hobby, in the niches of a 5.5 hour long video. When you break it down that way, it's like, holy crap, 11,000 people sat, and the watch hours on that video is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's got to be 4,000 plus.
It's like 10,000 plus, man.
Yeah,
It's a lot. So when you think about like this, it's like every second of every day, there's 13 people listening to me talk about Pokemon. Like every second that goes by, there's like 13 people is a freaking lot. And like when that live came out, it was like every second, 100 people were watching me talk about Pokemon. It's crazy to wrap your brain around that way. And I'm still a super small channel, like 4,000, opposed to like a PokeRev who just hit 1 million.
Oh yeah.
So you think about his videos, how like 120,000 people watch sometimes within a day. Like 120,000 people is insane.
Yeah, I saw he hit a mile marker in the last few months. He had 1 million views in one day, which was pretty awesome. He posted that on Instagram.
Yeah. It's such a incredible feat that some of these guys are pulling off. And like, So it's funny because like Rev, I watched his channel and stuff, but like for a while I like maybe wasn't as super engaged as he was growing like crazy because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe it's just hype. But now that I kind of know him more as a person, and he's just a normal dude, man. Like Nick is just a guy
Oh
who
yeah.
just happens to he discovered the secret sauce of the algorithm, and he's got himself a great editor, and he's got the money to back up the openings and stuff. And now that the ad revenues coming in where he could justify opening stuff, he's just doing it right. And it made me like really gain a ton of respect for him. And plus the fact that, that's a guy with 1 million subscribers. He's now been on my channel like 4 times. 4 times. I promise you, he gets nothing from that. There is zero benefit for him. Like, so he's just doing it because he wants to freaking talk about Pokemon, man, and sit down and bullshit. Like, there's he literally gains nothing by coming on my channel. And you can make the argument like maybe he could lose by coming on my channel with some of the conversations we have. So
Yeah.
he's just an awesome dude all around, and like I got tons of respect for just that.
Yeah. Respect for a bunch of people just grinding, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
Love seeing it. Love seeing the work.
Yeah.
If you got to do your open mouth thumbnails, I get the grind. Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah. And
This card's still going. Jesus Christ.
there's a lot of people that have been willing to come on my channel now who have pretty massive followings, and talking like Rusty's a perfect example, right? Like I look at the people that I kind of look up to in the hobby, or maybe not look up to is probably not the best word, but people I respect at like the highest possible level. And like Rusty's one of those people that I just respect at the highest level. And like, this is a person now who like I have his personal phone number in my phone. Like I get the Texas guy. Like this is a guy I like respect, and I've been watching now for years, and he's, introduced like the world to FPO cards, and his collection's insane, and his consignment service, and what he's brought to light, and uncut sheets, and the amount of time he's spent in this hobby, like helping to grow this hobby and stuff like that. Like that's amazing. And that to all of us, like Rusty's such this like incredible dude, but like Rusty just thinks he's a normal guy, like
Grounded. Yep.
yeah, he's extremely grounded. And I think that's awesome when I talk to people. And getting like Danny Phantom on and stuff too, like somebody who I just think is like a great dude, right? Like he's just a all around like good person. And we got Mason Berry on the screen right now. Like the funny thing about Mason was he's the first person to ever come on one of my lives. First person. And
took a leap.
Mason had nothing to gain from coming on my live. Like he had nothing to gain like personally, and he just did it because he's just like a super nice person. And now Mason's been on, so many other channels too, and especially like smaller creators and stuff, willing to step up and give people time and stuff. And that's something like I respect these people so much for that kind of stuff. And, like there were some podcasts in the past that I really liked, like Radar and Squeaks. They had their podcast, and then they stopped making it for a while. And I think that left a little bit of a hole in the YouTube sphere. And then when I had Radar on my channel Radar's been on now 3 different times. But the first time I had Radar on, like an hour and a half into that live, if people make it an hour and a half in, Squeaks hops in and he joins. And like me and Squeaks had like a little back and forth in the past, but like we squashed all that like real time. And I don't know like how much, if any, but like why the two of them were on my channel on the other side of the screen. Like I explained to them, I was like, guys, you need to bring back your collectible conversations. And then they were like, and then Radar's like, well, I would do it. And Squeaks said, I would do it. And then couple, weeks later, the Collectible Conversations is back now. Did I really have any kind of say in that? No, probably not. But like, I like to think maybe like I helped a little bit, and the chat was super happy to see those two just conversing again.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of that, or like obviously the huge podcast we had where it had all these little pieces had to happen,
Yep.
like I needed to reach out to Ryan and Rattle and like create the podcast, right? And then they had to agree. And then, Ryan has to be friends with Rev. Then Rev comes on. And I text Rusty before it started. And then when Rusty came on, Gem Mint was willing to come on because Rusty was on. And then because Gem Mint was on, and then Rattle had King Pokemon's number. And then, Gary comes on, and then I gave the invite out to Jake from Pokenomics, and then Jake sent it to Dan. But all this like things had to happen in order for Gary to finally be on. And then Gary calls up Scott, and Scott joins. And to see SM Pratt in a live is so incredible. But like none of that happens without like a multiple of things happening at the same time,
Yep. Yeah, that was crazy. It just the trickle event just kept growing. It was cool to watch, man.
And I think it speaks volumes for this hobby too, right? Like the reason why it speaks volumes is because we're all in this for the same reason, right? Like we just have this crazy passion for this hobby. And once you have that passion, and like if people can tell if you like really mean it or if you really don't mean it. And I think that the people who really mean it, people gravitate to those people, and they get it, right? You do your PWCC lives when you started doing these. However many weeks ago you started, you were probably streaming to like 5 people, and you slowly grown that now to where you probably had over 50 at one point tonight. And it takes a while. I'm always amazed at the new creators that come in, and I always share the story that it took me till I made 5 videos on my channel before I got my first subscriber.
Yep, exactly, dude. Exactly.
I put out 5 videos to get one. And like I'm gonna probably hit 4,000 by the time I wake up. And it's like, to put that into perspective, it's like, holy crap. Took me 5 videos to get 1 subscriber. And yeah.
It was a grind.
And after those first 4 videos, I could have just said, you know what, this YouTube thing isn't for me. And my channel came out of the pandemic. It came out of just like simply being bored at home. If lockdowns never happened, I would just never have had a reason to make a video, because I wouldn't have been like incredibly bored, not going out, like shut in at my house, and then started watching all this, YouTube Pokemon stuff. And then I didn't really like a lot of the takes and stuff. And people always say like the hardest part of making a video is just pressing the play button, right?
Yep.
And they're right. Like that's the hardest part. And then to stick with it. And my channel morphed from a meme channel, like the definition of a meme channel. Like I literally had memes flashing across the board. And yeah, to grow that into hour-long lives with some of my best friends in the hobby. Yeah. Even Basic Trainer says I got 18 subscribers. This YouTube thing ain't nothing for him. Yeah. And then even Basic Trainer, I got to meet him in person. I got to be there when Basic Trainer pulled his, base set unlimited Zard on stage. Well, maybe I wasn't on the stage with him, but I was right off the stage watching him do it.
Yeah.
And then later that night, Rock Pokemon pulled his Japanese base set Zard, and me and Basic Trainer were the only 2 people in the entire hotel lobby with him, like cheering him on. These are the little things that individually they might not be like major events for most people, but like for me, they're just one little part of this hobby, right? And then as you build everything together, it's just this amazing thing.
It's a hell of a world we're in, man. Appreciate all definitely the aspect of meeting all these different collectors, and it's been awesome. That's for sure. Definitely help. Like I think I mentioned to you on the live stream I had with you, is definitely help with not burning out or anything like that. So being able to communicate with all the fellow collectors, and it's pretty awesome.
Burnout's real too, and I think for some people, burnout's real on the YouTube aspect. So I used to really be engaged with like my subscriber count and my view count on videos and stuff like that. And then one day I kind of just stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped really caring about it. And once I stopped caring about it, I feel like you could tell in my videos where I was just like, I'm not sugarcoating anything anymore. And I'm just going to tell you guys the way I see it and be as real as possible on every single video. And started doing everything live too, because I feel like live videos are the biggest test for any person, right? Like there's no going back, there's no cutting stuff, there's no editing, if you get the information wrong, like it's out there.
Yeah.
And I think to get to that point too, for a lot of people, maybe it is a struggle too. And you really get to see like, what do people know or what don't they know? And surrounding myself with like some of the most knowledgeable people in the hobby too, and trying to hang with some of these guys on a live, like hanging with a gem mint Pokemon or hanging with a Rusty, or it's a constant challenge sometimes, and it's something I love.
Yep. Have you gone to any like actual Pokemon events, like actual like tournaments or anything like that where people are playing the game or anything like that?
Not since I was a little kid, man, playing in the Pokemon League at Toys R Us on Saturday mornings. But that's something that I want to change pretty soon.
Yeah, we're for sure in the 0.01% of like people in this entire atmosphere, just because like even just walking in, because I was at a game store yesterday and I walked over to their tournament section. There's like 30 people doing the new pre-release.
Sure.
And it was pretty cool just to see all these different collectors in there. And I was just lurking. I probably looked like a weirdo just walking in there. Didn't have any cards on me. I was just checking out what's going on, what are people collecting. But it's awesome to see there's still such a love for the game, and it's as big as it has been. That's for sure.
No, I think the TCG playing will grow out of this.
Yeah.
I think all the new people joining, I think you will see a pretty decent amount of people like move over and start playing the game and stuff. But yeah, I haven't started doing that yet. I think if I could do it with somebody and not just like, play, obviously when you play online and stuff, you could do it by yourself and play the game. But if I could like go the tournaments with somebody, I think that would help like light the fire a little bit more under me.
Echo's got to be close to you, right? Kinda.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, shit. That's next door. Shoot.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. I think Radar just moved somewhere around me, probably within an hour drive now, but never really spoken to him. Said hi to him at Long Beach, but yeah, it's not a whole lot of collectors around me here in Michigan.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that was fun too is I was working out of Boston one day and I called up Nick Old School Pokemon and was like, "Hey man, I'm near you. Can I take you out to lunch?" And this is at like 10 o'clock. And he's like, "Yeah, sure." Let me drop everything I'm doing. And I'll meet you at 12. So I met him at a local restaurant that was kind of like in the middle between him and the highway I was taking. And we just sat down and for, 35, 45 minutes, we just sat and BS'd about Pokemon.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he mentioned that. That'd be pretty cool. Just
that was awesome.
He probably just woke up being 10 a.m., but no. He rolled out of bed for that.
It was awesome though.
Yeah. It's nice you know what each other look like, so it's easy to spot in a restaurant.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, like I started walking and I was just standing, and then he comes pulling up, and it's just like this goofy moment too, right? Like you're first of all, you're two adults who have a common interest in Pokemon, and like this is a person I've never like physically met in person before, but I was able to spot him like driving into a parking lot from 100 feet away. Like
Oh yeah.
it's this cool thing. And I think when some of the content creators and the people that make these lives, you do in a way get to know them on like this weird personal level, even though you've never actually met that person.
Yep.
Like it's like super awkward in a way, but like super normal too. It's like this weird balance we live in.
Yep. Yeah.
Like
It's
when I
just
met
like.
Nick, it was like I felt like I already knew the guy.
Yep.
And yeah, he had been on my channel in the past, and like we've had conversations, but it was weird at how comfortable like sitting down with somebody for lunch was who you've never actually met before.
That's my day job. I'm in sales, so I meet people I've never met before in my all the time. But yeah, but that's different then because I don't even know what they look like half the time. So
Well, when you were in Long Beach and you went out and after the fact and went out to lunch and get beers with these guys and dinner or whatever you guys did you have that feeling like it was like, hey, I already know you?
yeah,
But
it's like we've been boys for a while. Like, hey, this is Nick, and yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
And you were hanging out with Pokemon DNA and stuff too.
Yep. Yeah. Pokemon DNA. Just yeah. It was awesome. Got to meet Cam and James for the first time out there. It was cool. Old card shop, Josh. Yeah, it was awesome, man. A bunch of people I met 2 years ago on Facebook because I started on Facebook groups, and I wasn't on YouTube at the time, so I got to meet a couple people that are from the California area because that's all I did. I was buying and selling in Facebook groups, so I knew a bunch of people from that too, which was pretty cool.
It's wild you say that because it shows you how small this community is. Like you met Cam and James. So I've had Cam and James on my channel individually. I've had Cam on, I've had James on independent lives. Then I've had them on together on a live. The old card shop, Josh. I met him in person at the Leonhardt Pop Shop. He's been on my channel on 2 different occasions. Pokemon DNA, I met at the Leonhardt Pop Shop, and like I helped a little bit guide him to this part of YouTube where I was like, hey man, like you should follow my YouTube channel. Like we have a lot of these chats, and I was with Basic Trainer and Rock Pokemon, and it was the first time he ever met Basic Trainer, first time he ever met Rock Pokemon.
Yeah.
Him and Basic Trainer are now really good friends.
Yep.
And like he started watching my channel and then started going down what I call the YouTube rabbit hole. And now look at what DNA is doing, right? DNA is an editor for Rusty. He's got his own channel. He's doing fantastic. Like he's super engaged in this community. And I think if he never met me, he would still be on the same track. But it's just funny how like I was one of the first people he met in person, and same thing with Basic Trainer. Like we were some of the first people DNA met in person because it was the first event he ever went to.
Yeah.
And it's just weird. Like this world we live in, while Pokemon, the IP and the trading card game, 9 billion cards sold, it's small. It's not that big.
Yeah, Denver's gonna be cool, man. Look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, so Pikachu, I met Pikachu there too. And he said he called over Josh because Josh was excited to meet me. Yeah, it's funny. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But I think so. I'm interested to see how Denver plays out because from the understanding of how many people are going to be there who are in our little tight knit community is like a ridiculous amount. Is Mason going? Do we know that? Is
Yes.
Mason a yes?
I think he's vending in the Pokenomics thing, I believe.
He better bring T-shirts with him and sweatshirts.
That's why you got to go to cardinalgaming.com. That's where I bought mine.
Yeah.
I didn't get this.
I want to buy it from Mason in person. He said 100% he'll be there, or hopefully 100% he'll have shirts with him.
Mason's 7'3". Can you imagine? Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Basic Trader said $7 hot dogs.
Hot dog mats. There you go.
My goal is to sell Mason the $7 hot dog. No.
Hopefully the internet in Denver is just as good as Long Beach, because transacting over PayPal, everything was seamless. No issues at all. So it just depends on the venue. Like Nationals, I heard was trash. Really hoping Denver. Well, I could probably Google it to see how conventions are. People probably complain about it.
For trade nights and stuff, did you go to any of those?
Yep. There was two the first night I went to. Went to the Whatnot one, which was more drinking, but there were people. It was basically like a bunch of tables with cards and booze on them. But
I would love to go talk to the Whatnot people.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I made a few Whatnot videos in the past. I think I could be on your platform.
Yeah.
Be like, I could open any pack at any time and pull out any card I want at any time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something. But there was definitely more drinking involved than. And I'm not one to, like, I would love to record all that and put it on YouTube, but I wouldn't, just because of family, friends. So it's not something I'd probably ever share here. Like Gem Mint did about 2019 Worlds. It was like all balls, like doing shots with old school. I'm like, it'd be cool to have that, but I don't think I'll ever post it on my YouTube, sadly. So it won't ever get that exciting on here.
Yeah, well, when I did my Leonhardt Pop Shop breakdown, there's like one scene of us all at sushi and just like having a toast, but it wasn't at the end where I'm like, could barely walk.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Denver luckily is not a 3-hour time difference. I was struggling, man. I was at 2 a.m. that first night. It was 5 a.m. Michigan time. I was like dead.
So John Doe said we can't end the stream until the Green Shiz gets 1,000 subs. Let's get it. Less than 10 to go.
Did you hit 4K? Probably, maybe. No.
Oh, 4K, probably not.
You only needed 3.
Nope.
Mother. I can make my kid log into their YouTube down there.
It's fine. I'll get there.
Oh yeah, man. But definitely PWCC was pretty cool. There was pretty good $33,000 that Ken Sugimori ended for. That's nuts.
33,000. I don't know if that's a good deal. I don't know if that's a bad deal. That's a deal though, I guess, for somebody.
It's a 101 Pikachu with a Sugimori art signature. Yep. So
and I wouldn't be surprised if we see it on Dubsy's Instagram in a couple weeks.
You see the cert number on that thing? Or no?
No. What was it?
8X or 845. So they definitely are slotting certs, like the 7Xs is probably sports.
And then, Pokemon's 8. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like the 5 certs for Pokemon. You never see them come up ever. I've seen like a handful of them, and they kind of like stick out like a sore thumb. So Pikachu said, PK Shiz, anyone that you want to go to Denver that has confirmed they're going yet? Yeah. Ryan and Mike, or Rattle, I mean.
Neither of them got confirmed, really?
Well, Rattle said he's a maybe, but who knows?
I know Professor Oak is still a maybe.
Yeah, I would like, if I doubt Ryan would go, but I think Ryan would go if we could get Rev to go. So maybe I'll have to try reaching out to Nick to pull Ryan with him.
That's something I'm surprised about. Is that Rev? That was his first event. Was the pop-up shop, right? Really, since he started YouTube because of COVID.
Well, I mean, he was at like 2019 Worlds and stuff, but since his channel,
he wasn't PokeRev really at that point.
no, he was doing
Revolution
Instagram content at the time, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy. Surprised he doesn't get picked up more to do more meet and greet fan stuff from Collecticon or get a free ride, basically.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know what his inbox looks like, but I'm sure it's a lot of people trying to like take advantage of his name, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Mason said Rev could host his own convention for real. Yeah, probably.
You and Old School are going to be doing, or no, maybe that's Jake and Old School. Yeah, that are going to be doing more of a local trade night thing.
Yep. So, yep, Jake and Nick are going to be definitely like heading that up. But Jake did reach out to me, and I told him I would definitely be at the first one that they do. I told him I wouldn't be able to do everyone, but yeah, I would definitely go to support him for the first one, wherever that is. Because we're close. Pikachu says he has a strange idea that Pratt will be there. He has no reason why other than he's teased himself going to events later in the year. I think you guys would probably be more likely to see him at like a regional event or something. I think that would be more likely.
Yeah. Yep.
Thrifty said, "Guy, yeah, Rev's he figured it out, man. He figured it out before everyone, and I think there are people that will try to like recreate what he did, but I don't know if it's possible this late in the game."
A lot of kids. Was he 3 or 4 kids? 3?
Yeah, I don't know how many he has. I don't know him like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's 11:30 on my time. I'm glad we did this though. This was a lot of fun. I wish we got you to 1,000 subscribers. I think we got pretty close.
Yeah, I'll do a Danny Phantom thing and I'll go live for like 13, 20 hours to get those 9 people.
To get the next 9.
Be a grind. I'll just be begging people to make burner accounts at that point now.
Yeah. No, Josh, it's always fun, man. I'm glad we got to do this. I always enjoy sitting down and chatting with you.
Definitely, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
hopefully you get that 4K probably overnight, I'm guessing. So congratulations to you. I'll be the first one to say it. So pretty cool, man.
Thanks. I appreciate that. The goal is 6,969 subscribers. That's the goal I'm shooting for. I'm pretty far away. But all right, man. Well, it's fun. And if you ever need anything, like always, feel free to reach out. And I'll probably talk to you in the chats, stuff like that, definitely before Denver. But if I don't like see you via Zoom or whatever, I'll definitely be seeing you in Denver, and I owe you a beer.
Oh yeah, likewise, man. It'll be I'll be coming thirsty, that's for sure.
Yes, definitely, man. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Everybody have a good night.